Hi ladies, it's Andrea from Fab At Any Age. Be fabulous from your heart to your home. Well, today I'm going to introduce you to an expert in real estate, a financial expert. Her name is Ruth Katz. Say hello to the ladies.
Hi ladies.
So Ruth Katz is the lady you go to get money to buy your home. An apartment, a house, whatever you're buying, she's the lady that's going to help you finance your project. So we have a couple of questions that we want to ask you to help us in Real Estate 101 on how to get a mortgage. But first, tell us, what is the difference between a mortgage broker and a mortgage banker?
That's a very good question, because a mortgage banker actually works for a particular institution, and a mortgage broker, they place the deals depending on where the deal needs to go, and they broker the deal out.
Okay, but I don't understand and respect that. You go to the banker or you go to the broker?
Either one is good in this environment today. The importance is that you have a professional on your side, because it's very hard now to get money. Banks want to make sure that you're able to pay back.
Right.
And you want to be in good hands with someone that's going to walk you through the process.
Why should someone be pre-approved before they buy?
Listen, real estate is very hot right now. You're competing with people that are paying cash. There's a lot of foreign buyers coming in, and a lot of the sellers now are wanting to have people to coming in for cash with waiving their financing contingencies for the buyers. And what that means is you need to know, if you're getting a loan, that you're definitely getting the loan before you're signing that contract, because then you'll be subject to losing your down payment.
Right, and also you have to know that you really do approve.
Yes.
Because otherwise you're wasting your time.
But it's more than that, because you could lose money.
Right.
So you really need to get pre-approved as compared to pre-qualified.
Okay, so what is the difference between pre-qualified and pre-approved? Can you explain that to the ladies?
Yes. Now, you want to make sure that you're actually going to get the loan. So the first step is to have an institution review your papers and make sure that you're qualified. But the next step to go even further in this environment is actually get the loan pre-approved, is where you make an application, and that's subject to you finding the property.
Do you do that before you find the property, or once you have a property that you want to buy? When do you do that in the process?
The sooner the better. You always want to be prepared. You want to know exactly what your choices are, and you also want to know what your payments are going to be.
Right. How important is credit?
In this environment, credit is very important, and one should know what their credit is. You can go on to free websites right now that you can actually check your credit and be prepared if there was errors to get them cleaned up before you actually apply for a mortgage.
Does your credit rating go down when you do that? I hear that that's what usually happens. Is there a way we can avoid that?
It still would be worth it, because you want to know what your credit score is, and you definitely want to know if there's any errors.
How are the new banking requirements for people that are self-employed? Right now in this country, there are a lot of consultants and they don't have a regular job, so how do they get mortgages?
Right, that's the issue we have right now. If you're not a regular W-2, salaried, pay stub, coming bi-weekly person, it's not easy. You have to be self-employed for at least 2 years, and your income has to be documented on the tax returns. And whatever you write off, the bank's going to write that off as income as well.
Okay. Interest rates are historically low. Do you think that a borrower should be locking into rates now, and tell me why and tell me how?
Well, there are a lot of different rate lock options, but you have to have the time frame of how long you need to lock for. So if you're first looking for a property, you can hold a long rate lock with a deposit.
Okay.
And then as you get closer to closing, they sometimes let you get a lower rate with the deposit. But you have to time the rate lock depending on the time frame, 90, 60, 30, 15 days to your closing.
Right. So there you go. You really have to be a serious buyer, want to buy in the city,
and know your deadlines.
Know your deadlines to get the lower rate. Ladies, I hope you got a lot out of our Mortgage 101 lesson with Ruth Katz. And if you have any questions, call me or email me. My address is right under my name. And let's say goodbye to the ladies. Goodbye from Andrea and
Bye,
Ruth.
ladies.
See you soon. Goodbye.
Happy house hunting.
Fab at any age, from your home to your heart.